For decades, the federal government took indigenous children from their families and sent them to boarding schools around the United States, including to a school in southwestern Minnesota. That policy from the late 1800s and early 1900s is now at the center of a new federal investigation. This comes after a disturbing discovery at a similar school in Canada. Earlier this year, ground-penetrating radar revealed the bodies of hundreds of indigenous children in mass graves. Those new details have tribal leaders and Native people in Minnesota asking what happened at these schools and what will we find here. Kirsten Swanson traveled to a rural community 150 miles from the Twin Cities to look at the renewed interest in this hidden history.
The sacred stone of Pipestone National Monument gives us a glimpse into history. Native Americans quarry the rock, breaking through layers of quartzite to get to the coveted Pipestone. But just beyond the bluffs stands the remains of an institution that rocked the foundation of Native families for generations.
This is kind of what I remember. This is where the sidewalks were.
Born and raised in Pipestone, Minnesota, Alice Erickson remembers when the Pipestone Indian School looked like this.
I can remember seeing them buildings. They were dark. I think they might have been made out of quartzite even.
Pipestone opened in the 1890s. For almost 50 years, the federal government sent Native children to schools just like this to live, learn, and work. The campus in southwestern Minnesota was one of just many schools designed to suppress indigenous language and culture, a system that's now under scrutiny by the same department that first implemented it more than a century ago.
And when these kids were brought there or taken from the homes, however it happened, they'd cut their hair off. And I've seen a lot of pictures where these little kids all have the same haircut.
Erickson's ties to the school run deep. Her grandmother went there. Her father worked there. And she has spent years gathering stories, talking with people about the impacts of the assimilation policies at the time.
The boarding schools didn't like you speaking your own language, so you had to speak English, and if you didn't, then they'd smack your hands.
That was the idea, to kind of educate kids away from their tribal backgrounds.
Historian and Red Lake Nation member Brenda Child researches and writes about the history of boarding schools, a career path inspired by her own family's history.
So this is written in Red Bee, Minnesota, June 17, 1924. Red Bee is our hometown. And my great-grandfather writes, "Dear Sir, will write to you. I would like to have my daughter come home this summer, Jeanette Jones. She has got money to come. Send her home right way, please. Yours truly, David Jones, Red Bee, Minnesota."
The University of Minnesota professor is also a leading expert in this field. She was one of the first historians to write about the American Indian experience in boarding schools, using letters and other archival documents.
And what I found were actually hundreds and hundreds of letters.
And now, as the federal government begins its own look back into the past, she's being called upon to help tribal nations better understand that period in our country's history.
What we've come to understand is that there is not one single story, not one single narrative that fits everybody.
Some stories are good.
Of course, there was an environment full of Native students.
But others are bad.
When you're, say, 12 years old and you go away and live apart from your family for 4 years or more, which was the policy through the 1920s, that, that's just not something that works very well for family life.
80 years old and we're still driving around. And
Donovan Archambault Sr. knows that homesick feeling well.
I went to boarding school all my whole life, all through my school years.
He now resides back home on the Fort Belknap Indian Reservation in Montana. Every year he travels to Pipestone to quarry the rock. And while catching up with an old friend, Archambault spoke candidly about his boarding school experience.
I think if I talked about the good things, it would take me 2 minutes, and if I talked about the bad things, it would take me a day.
He described being disciplined and talked about the scars from physical abuse.
I just got a scar on my forehead, my nose was bleeding, and I remember being told not to ever say anything about this because you're going to get in trouble. Not me. You're going to be the one.
It's trauma that stayed with him his entire life.
I can barely talk about it now without getting mad.
And it's consequences like that that are now driving a federal investigation into the history of what happened at these schools.
We must shed light on the unspoken traumas of the past, no matter how hard it will be.
In June, Interior Secretary Deb Haaland announced a comprehensive review of boarding school facilities.
At no time in history have the records or documentation of this policy been compiled or analyzed to determine the full scope of its reaches and effects.
A first-of-its-kind initiative.
The remains of more than 200 children
prompted by the discovery of hundreds of human remains on the grounds of residential schools in Canada. The feds will identify boarding school facilities across the country and will examine any known and possible student burial sites near those grounds. The Pipestone School is one. There's another just 20 miles to the west.
That's at the entrance to the Indian school.
Beverly Wakeman has lived in Flandreau, South Dakota her entire life and grew up near the Flandreau Indian School, another federally run boarding school site. As we sat and spoke about the history of the school, flipping through old yearbooks, she told me about a moment with her father many years ago.
One time we were up at our cemetery and he said, "There's Indian school kids buried here." But I never questioned, what happened to these kids?
Could the answers be here, in this ground, or on the land where the Pipestone School stood for all those years?
Tribal leaders in Minnesota want to know, did kids die in boarding schools in Minnesota or in other states where we send our children? They want to know, were their kids buried at the school that we don't know about, right? And I think those are reasonable questions to ask in this environment.
Those are the kinds of questions that the Department of the Interior hopes this investigation can answer. And the timeline here is very quick. Secretary Haaland says she expects a formal report to be finished and released in April of 2022. Paul, that's just 7 months from now.
It is not very far away. So do we know how many of these schools are there?
You know, it depends. There's a local nonprofit organization here in Minneapolis that researches Indian boarding schools in an effort to help individuals heal from the trauma they may have experienced there. They estimate there were more than 350 boarding schools in the United States. Now, Child says it's important to note some of those were off-reservation, run by the federal government, just like the Pipestone one. Others are called mission schools, and they were set up on Indian reservations, often run by religious organizations like the Catholic Church.
Kirsten, an eye-opening story. Thank you.